This is Speaking of Spade. I'm Spade. Let's go. So, the first thing I heard was, we are all gathered here today. Okay. And, they normally say that at funerals, church, just as a group setting that the message might resonate with a lot of people. Now, as you guys know, I have Lilith in Cancer. I always share this. And I have the House of Communication in Cancer. Okay. I forget I trigger a lot of women. And I think because I have a collective of women that are open, that do have a perspective, that, they learn, they grasp the concept, that when I come in contact with a woman that is very triggered by me, I'm always confused. Because you don't know me from a can of paint, but you're so triggered by something that's so simple. So if you're on TikTok, you probably saw my video about Jada and the contacts kind of go a little haywire. And what I realize is that a lot of women are not exercising their abilities of spirituality. You're able, you have the ability to become spiritual. And it doesn't mean that you have to become a spiritualist. Is that a word? Spiritualist? I don't know. But it's not that you have to become that. It's not that you have to become a priestess. It's not that you have to become a hoodoo. It doesn't mean you have to become anything about it. But we aren't going to ignore that as a woman, you're spiritual. You literally came into this lifetime as a woman because you were a man previously and you lacked the intuition. So you come as the most powerful being known to mankind to master it. You come, and because I'm a very, how can I put this? Because I'm a very quantumist type of person, I got this vocabulary app, y'all, and that word kind of struck to me because an quantumist person is a calm and composed individual. It describes something. And I think one of the things that I realized, because I wanted to get in the comments and tussle, until I realized you guys are seeing this as a fashion statement. And I'm seeing it as a spiritual meaning. And people are like, not everything is demonic. I never said demonic. I just said you showing your spirit. See, that one video, and I had to turn the comments because they weren't even arguing with me. They were arguing with others. And that was really mind-boggling to me because how dare you go back and forth with the Twitter fingers on my post about what I said with somebody else that's basically agreeing with what I said and you're disagreeing with what I said. Now you guys are arguing. Please, Savannah, please, wait, hold on. Gather yourself. And I realized that the triggering of the woman species, the female mind is going to be triggered. So I say we all are gathered here today to know that please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to women. Women are the most dangerous of society, okay? Because they're very underestimated. A woman's ego is way bigger than a man's. Please don't ever forget that, okay? And it was so funny because so many women were coming at, what is your spirit of you talking about it? Exactly what it's doing. It's shining a light on your spirit as well. And then some women brought up my profile pic. But what's your spirit? You're in the tub naked. Baby, I was on a luxurious vacation. Well, I don't see nothing luxury. Savannah, hold on. Once again, you and I are two different people. You're coming at things because I didn't disagree with your point of view, and I'm not going to accept what you have to say because you didn't have to come over here. See, the choice of women will be at an all-time high. See, I thought it was going to be men, but to be honest, men are so harmless during this time because they're all going to self-destruct anyway. Because with Venus going into retrograde, a lot of men, they self-destruct based off of their, how can I explain this? They self-destruct based off of their lack of honesty, of that they are actually very more submissive than they think. They're going to self-destruct. They're going to self-destruct financially. They're going to self-destruct mentally, emotionally, and sexually. They're going to self-destruct because of the fact of, I make the world go round. Let me hear you guys say this. I make the world go round. James Brown said, "This is a man's world." And you know what's so crazy? James Brown had a lot of feminine qualities. Okay? Not that he was singing, just in general. He was very in tune with this feminine side of his creative power. And so it makes me wonder, if this is a man's world, what do you need me for? I make the world go round. As a woman, I make the world go round. And there's a lot of women, and if you've been paying attention right now on TikTok, on Twitter, everybody's talking about how there's a jealousy of women that basically go through a level up, and how they say like, oh, women need to level up in private. I've always seen that, but I didn't understand it until recently. I didn't understand until recently why women need to glow up in silence. And I have become a lot more silent about my 12th house. And the 12th house is about spirituality. It's about past lives. It's about the hidden enemies. And because I have a very feminine planet in there, I realize, No. See, because I'm so used to spreading it, because it's a natural, like, spreading energy of just like, everybody should have this vibe. Everybody should do this. And then I realized that planet gets jealousy literally without it even realizing it. That planet has so much jealousy just by just being itself. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm thinking I could spread the wisdom of this planet. What was I thinking? I'm over here thinking we can all have this mindset. And God was like, girl, my girl, you do this because you've understood the wisdom of that planet. And I'm so proud of you. But I put it in that house in this lifetime so you can learn to shut up. That planet now needs to be a secret. That planet needs to be a secret. One of the things that I had expressed to Pisces placements is that Pisces placements needed to just let go the need to be word to the wise. They needed to let go needing to shed wisdom. And it's crazy because I know people are like, oh, why would we do that? That's how we grow as a society. Actually, no, it isn't. We grow as a society by being an example and leading by example. That's what Jesus did. Jesus did spread the wisdom. And then at a certain point, Jesus said, I can no longer shed wisdom and light over here because now you guys are deeming me as the enemy. Now, does this mean to stop living in your truth and being in your truth? No. But see, this is why last year I preached so hard and heavy. I said, hey, look, Pisces and Sagittarius switched. And everybody's like, whoa, what do you mean? Baby, we had to learn the planets as a whole. So we learned Jupiter as a whole. So Sagittarius were so in the field on the ground running like a wild horse that they needed to switch places because the direction that they were running in was running to hell. Right? And then Pisces were so much in the ethers trying to escape what the physical reality could bring that they were basically aligning themselves with hell. We got one side of Jupiter running to hell. We got another side of Jupiter attracting hell. Lord have mercy, Jupiter is on fire. Jupiter was on fire. Now we got the North Node in Pisces, and that's helping us understand I gotta quit attracting certain things, so let me get in the field. And by getting in the field with your spirit and the physical means that you normally lead by example, and it highlights those that you need to remove. It highlights those that you need to remove. You see what I'm saying? It highlights those that you need to remove. One of the number one things that I've been getting in my mind is the fact that I run the world. You do what I say when I want it, then that's how this is going to work. This is a dictatorship over here. And so Mars went direct, okay? Let's talk about it. This is the first week that we have where no planets are in retrograde. And I think this has had to be the funniest time, because with it not being in retrograde, it's made me individually, and I don't know about anybody else, but this week has made me feel more powerful than anything. It's made me realize I don't want that. No, I don't really like that. No, I don't want to deal with that. Nope. I can stand on this boundary. I saw this post on TikTok where the girl says, you get called stubborn because in reality, you know how to set boundaries. You get called bougie because you actually have high standards. Yeah, all these things started to come to play, and I'm over here listening to it, and I'm over here listening to myself, and I'm like, oh shit. Every person that's ever called me stubborn is because I held a very strong boundary with them and I didn't give a fuck. Every person that's ever called me selfish is because I didn't play about myself and I put myself first, which they should have. And see, those words are always deemed out of, so crazy. Those words are 9 times out of 10 coming out of the mouth of a motherfucker that can't get their fucking way. I've even witnessed it with myself. A motherfucker that can't get their way. And see, instead of me trying to, bully you to give me my way, I'ma just go somewhere else. I make the world go round. You need me. That Rihanna song, You Needed Me, is coming to mind. You need me. In this time that the planets are direct, I'm realizing people need you. You've been acting out of a mindset of that you need them or you need that. They need you. I want you to change your mindset of what you don't need. Instead of you being so grateful of the illusion of need, I'm telling y'all something about that, because Mars being in retrograde or Cancer, you remember it happened a couple months ago when Mars was in Cancer. Remember I kept saying everybody's in dire need of some fucking money. Like, you're not that broke. You're not in lag. Relax. You don't need to relax. Everybody was feeling like that lady when she was like, I need some money, nigga. The fuck I'm gonna do with 200? Mars went direct and it made me realize, I'm finding it. Wait a minute. I don't need you. I don't need you. I want this. You need me. You need my presence. You need my energy. You need me. So how about I have a field day with this? Mars, this is so crazy because I think I said 3 things before this week. I said, you need to get clear and honest messages from Spirit about what you need to get a plan and execute. You need to get clear and honest messages from Spirit of what you need to do next, okay? The second thing was the fact that you needed to silently cut off everybody. And when I said silently cut off everybody, I don't mean just cut people, that clearly are doing their part in your life. I'm talking about those that don't use no purpose. Just slowly but surely wean yourself off them. Just do. Even if it's just the access to certain things, just wean yourself off of it. And you'll see. The third thing I think I told everybody was that you needed to be on some I affirmations. Heavy on the I affirmations. Okay? Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. One of the things that I just keep hearing about this week is that this week basically it enhances the mindset. Look, all the planets are direct. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer, but one thing that I'm noticing about Cancers is speaking the fuck up. So many people know Cancers to be overly emotional and manipulative. And you know what's so crazy? That comes from their inability to I guess it's to really confront what they feel and actually express it, because they don't want to hear, oh, you're too emotional. So I'm realizing cancers are speaking the fuck up. We don't care about how you feel about how I feel. We don't care how you feel about what I have to say about how I feel. As many times as I say it, it's as many times I don't care I don't care how you feel about what I have to say. This is how you made me feel, and this is what I have to say. I don't care. So I love this, because when you think about it, Mars going retrograde in Cancer really kind of toughen up Cancers for them to stop being crash outs. It made them start realizing, okay, I think a lot of Cancers feel like they're mean. Like, oh, that was just so mean of me. I can't believe I said that. Who gives a fuck? They needed to hear it. That's that motherly energy. That's that motherly energy. Mothers that be feeling some type of way when they, have to discipline their kid. They go, oh, I love you. I'm so sorry, but I love you. But I love you, but I love you. Okay, and I told you this because I love you. You needed to know this because I love you. Check that. Take that to the bank. There's so much energy that I'm realizing that Mars actually helped Cancers more than anything. Okay, now, what other planets that we have going that are direct right now that are really a big help? Hold on. Astro Seek. 1 second. Bear with me 1 moment. The jealousy of people leveling up. Level up in silence. Everybody just, I don't think people understand like why I'm always saying like be silent. I think they always think like I'm saying like, oh, hide yourself. I didn't say that. I never said that. Who said that? I never said that. Never hide yourself, but baby, don't be stupid. All right, so right now, all right, Mars is in Cancer, Jupiter's in Gemini. Once again, still helping the perspective of the twins come together. I think the dark feminine twin, or the dark side of people, is at about 80%. The light side is at about 60%. So you'll be going back and forth with those energies from now. What are we in, March? Yeah, we're basically in March. From now until I think June or July, when Jupiter goes into Cancer. So you'll continue to grow in both of those. How you'll grow, that's kind of an individual basis. So just kind of take note of that. But I do feel like the dark side of you is a higher up of the healing or the expansion than the light side. So there are going to be times where you might feel challenged because you're not having enough love or grace for a situation, or you're not having enough forgiveness of yourself for a situation. You're not having enough patience. You're not, remember I told you, you let go with your feminine side, your light side. You keep going with your dark side. I do feel like there is and it's not a bad thing. I just feel like the healing of the dark feminine energy also came from Mars being in retrograde. So it's at an 80%. The light side is at a 60%. So just be mindful where you might be a little bit more impatient, or you might be unforgiving, or you might be trying to move on, but you haven't gained that love, that peace, that gratitude, that acceptance. You haven't gained that. So that's why you might feel like, okay, why can't I move on from this? Because the light side hasn't forgiven just yet. It hasn't released just yet. It had, so just be very mindful of that. I know that can be frustrating, but just be mindful. Okay. Well, Saturn's been out of retrograde. Oh, can we talk a little bit about Saturn? People having a Saturn return, how their Saturn return is ending. Okay, let me just tell y'all this, okay? Just hear me out. Listen, just hear me out. If you're going through a Saturn return and your Saturn return ends in 4 days, can you just hold on for me for a couple more days? I know you're so ready to start your new life. I know you're so ready to do something new. I know you're so ready, but just if you could just get out of this Saturn return All these retrogrades that are happening in March will not be a problem for anybody that has a Saturn return ending. Because your whole life has been in a retrograde for the last, 2 years? About 2 years. So please, 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 please. I know you feel it. I know you feel the weight being lifted off your shoulders wherever you have Pisces in your chart. I know you feel like, oh my God, I can breathe again. The connections are coming. Oh my God, I feel it again. The money is coming. Oh my God, I feel it again. The self-confidence is coming. The lowering energy is coming. Yes, it is. But just give them a couple more days, okay? The world, remember, Saturn and Pisces came with a very big compromise, a very big balance, okay? Your dream life is not too far from where you want it to be, okay? You no longer have to, be indecisive. You no longer have to feel like I'm attracting the same life lessons. You don't have to feel that way. You have accomplished a major lifestone. You have put yourself in a position where you mentally, physically, and spiritually are able to accept a past life version of you that has something to live out. You can have it now. Here you go. They always say, if you want to get married, wait till after your Saturn return. You want to do this, wait for after your Saturn return. You want this, wait for after your Saturn return. And it's not to say that you can't do things during your Saturn return, but just kind of wait, because the direction that you go into, child, it changes. I could be so honest and tell y'all that I started my Saturn return 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Baby, I never thought that I'd be where I am now. I never thought that I'd have to go through the things that I went through till now. Like, I never thought that this would be me. I didn't think that. I didn't know. So if you are ending your Saturn return, just give it a couple more days. I know you feel it. I know you literally, baby, tonight's the night. Wait, what's that song? Is that it? Is that the, hold on, wait a minute. Ambivalent? Having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something or someone. Yeah, my words be popping up, baby. Yeah, I told you. And it's so funny, it popped up as I was saying that. I know you feel that. I know you feel it. I know you probably like, yo, my life is starting and I'm just gonna go, don't do it. Don't do it. Hold on, I'm trying to see what the lyrics of this song is, because I hear it in my head by John Legend. Baby, tonight's the night. Lose control. Hold on, wait. I need the lyrics. Okay, here we go. Ain't this what you came for? Don't you wish you came? Girl, what you playing for? Baby, 2 nights tonight, I let you know. Baby, 2 nights tonight, we lose control. Baby, tonight you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight, I'll be the best you ever had. Yes. That's kind of how the life I've been feeling. And funny, he said, in Luder's verse, he says, you ain't got to even text me. Knowing me, you got that mental telepathy. Meet up at the spa. I'll be sending over the chauffeur. Rich nigga bread. That's the energy that I feel like. Come on, it's not far-fetched. Your dream life is not far-fetched. You know what's so crazy? I don't know if I remember. I don't know when I said this or what video it was, but you remember I kept saying like it was like an overnight thing. Like you went somewhere and it just happened overnight. You know how like you drop somebody one day, the next day you literally that's when you win the lottery or something like that, or that's when everything happens. That's the energy I get for those that are coming out of a Saturn return. Like I get that you're just like, you can feel it. You feel it. And you just, what I keep saying, like somebody's like, not that. It's not that. It's not that. And the reason why you have this energy is because the reason why you picked up this energy of like, it's not that. Like you just kind of, this is why, okay? You finally have understood what surrendering is. through Saturn's eyes. You've surrendered to negative thoughts. You've surrendered to your ego. You've surrendered to your spirit. You've surrendered to the outside world, the inside world, God. You've surrendered. And you surrender to understand that you're not surrendering because you are being deemed as weak. You're surrendering because you know how life works. Every rejection, every redirection, every time you have to rest. Like, I've even felt this way within my career. Like, instead of me fighting, I've just given it to a higher power. If I don't feel like I want to go to work, I don't go. Like, you know what? I'm not going to work extra hard. I'm not feeling it. And I feel like every time that I've done that, I've been in this energy of just like, it's like I feel like I benefit more off of it than anything. Because it makes it, I guess it helps me remind myself, like, you know what? I'm graceful in feminine energy. This is taking me in an energy of hustle. And I'm telling you, it was because Mars was in retrograde. Everybody felt like they had to hustle. I got to make this money. Hustle, hard. The reason why all these things are happening with the planes is because, planes are the sense of quantum leaping of the mind, right? And with Mars being in retrograde in Cancer, that's basically uprooted everybody's mental, emotional foundation of everything, right? Literally. It's had everybody's emotional, mental, it's like a whole upheave. Like, oh. That was a direct reflection of exactly what's going on. Like, Mars retrograde turned everybody which way but loose. And I had to realize this. I don't need nothing out of desperation. Mars in retrograde taught me 3 different things, okay? The first thing it taught me is that I don't need nothing out of desperation. I'm not unstable. Okay? I don't have to deal with the you or this. If you put yourself in better circumstances that you don't feel obligated to do, you wouldn't feel so bitter about doing them. If you worked somewhere that you actually kind of enjoyed, whether it's the skill set you have to use to enjoy the job, or it's the connecting with the people, whatever it is, if you did more of that, you wouldn't dread going to work. People ask me all the time, do you like what you do? I love my job. Somebody asked me why. I said, because I get to show my personality and I get to be free. I don't have to sugarcoat, or I don't have to code switch. None of that. I don't have to do that. And I know JT said that in a very shady way, but I be meaning it wholeheartedly. I don't have to go as hard. I don't have to engage in things that I don't truly enjoy. I don't. I really don't. I get to talk my shit on TikTok, which I love to do. I get to make podcasts about my mind and shed light on the things that the world needs to know. I get to do everything that I actually like to do. So I don't never feel like I'm dragging my feet, or I don't never feel like, I have to make a TikTok, or I have to make a podcast. I have to make a YouTube. No, because when I'm in the flow of videos, people on my Patreon be having to be like, okay, hold on, Savannah, hold on. I hadn't even caught up on the last 3 videos. Right. I don't never feel like I'm burdened to make a YouTube video because of the fact that I enjoy all those things. This is what Mars retrograde taught me. This is what my Saturn return taught me. This last 2 years, I've been able to gain so much wisdom, so much insight, so much healing, so many lessons that I know for a fact that I'm set for life. I've kind of been able to pick up on every little thing. Every little thing. I have, honestly and truthfully, I've been able to pick up on every little thing to say, I want to take some of this knowledge and I want to go ahead and execute. I want to take some of this knowledge and go ahead and execute. I want to go ahead and take some of this knowledge and go ahead and execute. I have so many different lanes that I decided that, you know what, I can go ahead and get in that and I can benefit off of it. I can go ahead and go on that and benefit off of it. So many things that I have to realize that the planets truly matter. And I was a little bit ahead of my time 2 years ago when I wanted to, or about 2-3 years ago when I wanted to start my businesses and do all these things. I was really ahead of my time. Now the planets are aligning. I had to go through a Saturn return. I had to make sure at the core of who I was going to be able to handle all of these for longevity. Something that TT Mama said to me, and I realized, I was like, yo, she's fucking right. She said, one of the best things you ever could have did was start that platform during COVID. I said, you're right. She said, that was probably one of the best things you ever could have did. And I couldn't agree with her more. Because now things aren't as hard. They're not going to be as hard to promote. They're not going to be as hard to have connections. They're not that hard. I already have the platform. My biggest thing was the consistency. But I felt like I can't be consistent in something if I'm not mentally and emotionally there. So many times, all these people be like, oh, just start in the midst of chaos. My platforms were never built off survival or desperation. I needed to figure out different lanes that the Lord can pour water into. And this brings me into what we're going to go into with Jupiter and Cancer. You want to open lanes that God can pour water into. If you want God to pour more into how you see yourself, you got to open that lane, baby. I've noticed so many different things with all my clients and so many different things with my soul cousins. I've noticed how y'all open lanes, and y'all all open them in different ways. But I've noticed how y'all been opening lanes and God has been pouring water into it, especially those that have Cancer placements. And I'm like, yo, clock that, T-Bookie. Because I'm like, and you know what I'm saying? I don't never say too much, but trust me, I see it. I see it. And so I'm here to tell y'all, baby, you also are ahead of the game. Even if you haven't gone through your Saturn return, you've been listening to somebody that has literally been ruled by Saturn. You've been listening to somebody that has had Neptune and Saturn on the back of my neck, my back, my shoulders, my stomach, and my legs. I've only been able to move but so far. And I can honestly and truthfully tell you that. I've only been able to move but so far. But there's so much knowledge that I've gained that I'm like, okay, now I can do this again, and I can do this the right way. I can do this again, and I can have better standards. Okay, I can do this again. I can do this again. I can do this again. If you did it once, you can always do it again. And if you did it once and you can succeed, that means you can go bigger, you can go harder. Jupiter and Mars had to be the best planets to help us. So bad. They helped us so bad. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's get into these astrological events that are happening. Wow, February literally ends in 2 days. And I didn't even know it was a new moon. Oh my God, the new moon's tomorrow. Somebody said the new moon was on the 28th. That's why I be doing my own research. Okay. So, and I love that the new moon is in Pisces, because this is basically everything that I'm saying. All right, so tomorrow, Mercury in Pisces sextiles Uranus and Taurus. This intellectual aspect can bring strikes of inspiration and help navigate important problems and solutions to lingering projects. Clock that T. The new moon in Pisces. This new moon falls on the cusp of a rocky retrograde season and eclipse season, providing us with the optimism and gentleness we need to strive. Use this wise new moon to reflect on all the possibilities the world has to offer. Hello. I think this also is going to open up a lot of people's mindset to where, let's say you wanted to do things at a 5-mile radius. You decide to say, you know, I think I can accomplish a 10-mile radius or this mile radius. And you're going to find peace in it. You're going to find a lot of peace in it, because remember, every element has a way to quantum leap. Okay, so driving, walking, anything on the ground, that's quantum leaping on the earth level. Anything that has to do with water, that's quantum leaping on the water level. Emotions, quantum leaping on the fire thing is like burning things or just any type of creation. That's all fire element. And then you got by air, which is the mind. So always And, take that into consideration as well. If you haven't booked you a little trip, I think a lot of y'all need to really just book a trip. Like, what the world? What are you waiting on? I looked through my finances yesterday. God, I'm so embarrassed. Why is the majority of it on food? I only have $260 of subscriptions. That's like all my subscriptions. Why? That $260 a month is nothing. Okay, and that's all my subscriptions. That's health, that's apps, everything. That's all my subscriptions. That's sad. $260 in subscriptions, but the rest of it is all in food. No. Okay, no. Venus in retrograde is going to have you looking at yourself a lot. So I told you, don't look at anything outside yourself. Look at yourself. I looked at myself and said, bitch, what are you doing with your money? And because I'm a Taurus Venus, y'all know food is just, I can never deny myself food. I can never deny myself food, because what do you mean I can't eat? I can't go eat lobster. What do you mean I can't go have a steak? What do you mean I can't have lamb? What do you mean? But that's exactly what I mean. I got to get it together. We got to get back grocery shopping. Okay, here we go. Venus retrograde in Aries starts March 1st. I love it. The next several weeks may have us feeling the heat as anger and impulsivity can strain even the most loving relationships. This retrograde puts us at a war-ready mindset, making it easy to pick fights and create enemies. Take a moment to pause before taking action. If you look at everything as yourself, you'll realize that the enemies that you're going to gain during these times are people that were already detrimental to your self-development. They don't align with you anyway. Hear me? They don't align with you anyway. Okay? Also, Venus being in retrograde, looking at yourself about about your habits, about your self-worth, about your money, about your relationships. Is this a reflection of how you see yourself? Okay, then. Make it happen. Make it snappy. Don't have it being sloppy out here, people. Cut them motherfuckers off. Period. Don't even think for a second. Don't even think for a second that anything outside yourself that you don't resonate with, you got to keep around. Hello. March 2nd, Mercury in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This aspect will have us feeling very starry-eyed as we see the magic in the world around us. Keep your heart open. Don't lose your head. Hello? Y'all know that movie where she was like, hello? Teriyaki walking into a room. What is that? That's like one of those fake scary movies that's in the most. She was like, hello? Teriyaki's in Bobby? Whatever. That's what I hear. Okay? Be brave. Okay? On the same day, the Sun in Pisces squares Jupiter and Gemini. While you may have some pie in the sky dreams, try not to take too many projects on today, as you can easily become overwhelmed. Focus your energy on one project and give it your all. Okay, now, this is another advice I want to give you guys. Aries can be very impatient. Instant gratification is something that Aries have to master. I had that very, 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 very bad when my businesses weren't doing what I felt that they should do because I'm that bitch. I was upset, but baby, they don't know me from a can of paint. How dare I think that people can trust in my products and they're just not learning me as a person? You gotta be, you're gonna have to step outside. Okay, step outside and view yourself from the outside looking in. You know you're incredible, okay? But other people might not know that just yet, okay? So when you're making decisions, you can't expect everybody to see the vision that you see. So just kind of give it a second, because your need for external validation is just coming from a very it's coming from a solar plexus place, okay? So I know I'm jumping around with a lot of things right now, but hear me out. Jupiter going into Cancer rules the moon, okay? You're going to have a very strong sun energy, Leo, solar plexus confidence. The moon is illusions and also it's intuition. There's going to be a major thing of the gut health. You know, my skin was the prettiest when I was at home cultivating all that energy, because I remember I was drinking all those random ass drinks. I had all these type of powders and drops and stuff because I was drinking my gut health and I was drinking my skincare. That's when I had the prettiest freaking skin. Okay, not a blemish in sight. Teeth was white, skin was pretty, lashes were long, hair was growing, nails were pretty, because we're going to have to make sure that we are consuming to be beautiful on the inside and the out. Okay. Why do I say this? Because if you were to step outside yourself and look at yourself right now, you're not going to see as much beauty as you will when we step into this energy of Jupiter and Cancer. You're going to have to consume your vitamins to look just as beautiful, feel just as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside. You want to basically have your inside reflect and radiate a very different type of energy. I glowed the most during those times. Face was just literally a butterball, but it wasn't even grease. It was just a glow. And I have this very godly glow now, but it has to go up a couple of notches. So I want us to really focus on our gut health, because also with the South Node being in Virgo, this will help you not being a service to those that don't deserve your services, whether it's your emotions, your mental, your spiritual, your sexual. It'll help you, and it'll help you stand on that. Okay, having better gut health allows you to have better boundaries because you'll be confident in what you're holding people accountable for. Okay, all right. So y'all know I'll share some tips of the things that I'm trying for like my fiber and like what vitamins I'm about to get back on. You know, y'all know I kind of put y'all up on game, so just be prepared. I might do a YouTube video about that because I need to stop slacking on my personal YouTube videos and not just my lives. Okay, here we go. Mercury's gonna enter Aries. There's a lot of Aries energy. Okay, I love it because the world can never accept Aries for who they are, because they don't like the authenticity. They don't like the way people are confident in who they are. They don't like the power. They don't like the warlike mentality. People automatically equate warlike mentality to survival, and if we're fighting wars, 9 times out of 10, you're in survival, you're fighting a battle, and I'll let you win because you're in survival, you're in desperation. I'm not. Warlike is more like checkmate. This is chess, not checkers. I want you to make sure you have that mentality now that Venus is in Aries and now Mercury will be in Aries, because so many people will be looking for the instant gratification. They'll be looking for a way to be glorified. They'll be very impatient. They'll be very impulsive. There's no need. I always tell y'all that Aries are honestly the original crash outs besides Geminis, but once they learn self-control and learn to not self-destruct, they're fine. They realize, baby, this ain't what you want. They'll be quiet. They won't, you know what I'm saying? The directness will be your best friend. People will see it as an enemy, but let's be honest. Why would you want people around you that can't accept your directness? That means that they have some type of indecision and indirectness in their mind, and there's going to be a lot of passive aggressive. I told you that's one thing I don't like. Passive aggressive and very nice nasty. I don't like it. I told y'all in the podcast last week, you're going to have to rub shoulders with people you don't like. You don't have to be nice, nasty with them. You just understand that you can utilize them as a stepping stone to your success. It's okay. It's smart. Chess, not checkers. During Mercury and Aries, people are just going to be popping off at the mouth. And girl, boy, shut up. Okay? Our words will become heated as the planet of communication moves in and out of fiery Aries. Over the next several weeks, is more important than ever to think before you speak, as hot tempers can burn bridges quickly. Be confident, but not cocky. It's not cockiness, it's godliness. Okay? I don't speak words of hate, so therefore I don't have to humble myself. You can't humble what does not feel worthy. Okay? I don't feel unworthy. You can't humble me, baby, okay? March 5th, Mercury in Aries sextiles Pluto and Aquarius. Be confident, okay? That's confident. What did I say about the solar plexus? Okay, sex house Pluto and Aquarius, be confident in your vision and you can easily win people over today. This charming aspect provides the confidence you need to make deals, rally others to your side. When does Saturn go into Aries? Hold on, I don't want to go too deep into the week because we're gonna stop right there because that's actually one of the best things. Okay, so Saturn goes into Aries when? May 25th. Okay, so here's your countdown. Yeah, here's your countdown. A lot of people are ending their Saturn return. Hold on. Why did I think it ended in March? I could have sworn it ended in March. Okay, sorry, my bad. All right, so yeah, just give it a little bit more time. Those that have Saturn and Pisces, just give it a little bit more time. I don't know why I thought it ended in March. What happens in March that makes us feel this way? Hold on, I'm about to do a little research because I'm trying to figure out what in March makes us feel this lightning of the spirit. Okay. I see. So March 12th, the Sun in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces, dreams really do come true. As something you've wished for may manifest into reality today, use this energy to step into your highest power and embrace your magic. March 13th, the lunar eclipse, full moon in Virgo. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, we have the spring equinox happening March 20th. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I had to make sure I understood. I said, I know you fucking lying. Okay, well, that is all. This was Speaking to Spade. I'm Spade. I love you guys. I'll see y'all next week. Mwah.